Come along with me today as we pay tribute to the chairman of the board. That's right. Today we're heading over to Desert Memorial Park to visit the grave of Old Blue Eyes. I'll also be showing you the graves of his wife, their relatives, and some of their best friends and creative co-workers. I just left the Forest Lawn Cemetery, and I wanted to show you how close Desert Memorial is. It's literally right across the street. So you'll see as I make the U-turn here, and we head on over, we will just turn right into the main gate here for Desert Memorial Park. Frank's grave and most of the other graves we're visiting today are right near the front, so we'll pull over here and I'll show you. This is Ramon Road, the gate we just came in on. Here's the main office, and here's where Frank's grave is located. And let's jump right into it. Here's Frank's grave, and as you'll see, he was born in 1915 and passed in 1998. There's a really sweet epitaph, "Sleep Warm, Papa." And right next to his grave is Barbara's grave. She passed in 2017. And it was unfortunate. Frank died from a fatal heart attack, but apparently his health had been declining for several years. He had suffered breathing problems, high blood pressure, pneumonia, bladder cancer, and apparently dementia as well. Right next to them is Vincent Mazzola, and that's Frank's uncle, who had lived with Frank and the Sinatras since he was a teen in Hoboken, New Jersey. He was definitely a hometown hero, and there you just saw Natalie Sinatra, also went by Dolly, that was Frank's mother, and Anthony Martin Sinatra, that's Frank's father. So we'll have a look just to show you how these are all graves right along together in row B8. Now this is Jilly Rizzo's grave. He was famous in his own right for owning the restaurant Jilly's and a second one called Jilly's as well. And they were favorite hangouts for Sinatra and the Rat Pack and the rest of Frank's buddies, some of which there were lots of rumors about if they were involved in organized crime, and lots of speculation on that over the years. And as we have another closer look at the graves here, I do want to mention that an article from 2015 says that Frank's grave was marked "Beloved Husband and Father, the best is yet to come." But that's not what's on his tombstone now, so maybe it had been replaced. I know often people will chip away at headstones, so. Now these graves belong to Barbara's parents. The one you just saw was Charles, and this is Irene Blakely. And again, right next to the other graves here. That's very clear they wanted to keep them all together. And here we have Jimmy Van Heusen's grave. It's a little off-center because it was so hot out that my phone screen went black, so I just had to aim and hope for the best. But he wrote many songs for Sinatra and Bing Crosby, as well as some of the Crosby and Bob Hope films, some of the top songs. He also wrote Ain't That a Kick in the Head, Come Fly With Me, just lots of the big hits, the big standards. And Bobby, whose grave was next to his, that was his wife. Let's hop back in the car and head further back into the cemetery to the next grave we're going to visit. It is not in the same row, and I don't believe I've mentioned it yet, but this cemetery is outside of Palm Springs, California, in Cathedral City. Of course, that's where Frank had spent most of his later years, and a large part of his life is living in Palm Springs. I also used to pass his home in Beverly Hills, California. I'll do a future video with that one. It's just east of the famous Beverly Hills Hotel. But as we head back here, we're heading to the north, and I'll show you on a map here where we are in case you decide to come visit yourself. So again, this is row B8 near the front. You can take either of these roads back, but we took the one to the left past the Veterans Chapel. And then you'll see this is near Sonny Bono's grave, and the next grave is right here that we're visiting, just below what's indicated as a hedgerow. So let's go ahead and pull over, and we'll hop out of the car, and that's looking back towards the direction we came. And we'll be walking over on B34, this section right here. And there's the hedges to the left that we saw on the map. And this is my first time visiting this particular grave. And when I do that, if at all possible, I like to do it in real time and let you come along with me. So it's as if you are here visiting these graves yourself. If you spend time on this channel, you'll know I like to always feature those palm trees. Being from an area where we didn't have them, I like to show them. So here we are. We are at Frank Lisbona's grave right here. And similar to some other graves, such as the Hugo Montenegro video I did, this one was also grown over with some weeds and some sort of a vine, and I just feel an obligation to clean these up when I see them. He also went by Frankie Randall, and he was known for a lot of things. He was the house pianist for Frank Sinatra. He appeared on recordings for It Had to Be You and the theme song for the TV show Flipper. The leader of the Rat Pack heard him in New York and decided to help get him a recording contract, and he appeared on various programs like The Tonight Show. A quick sidebar, just back here in the distance is where Suzanne Summers' unmarked grave is located. And he played in different locations, casinos across the country, and the Playboy Club in Los Angeles. So Frank Randall said his most memorable appearance was on The Tonight Show, and the best bill he'd ever been on was with Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. in Atlantic City. And we are approaching another famous grave that we'll cover in more depth, but since we're walking past it, I wanted to go ahead and show you all. It's the grave of Sonny Bono from Sonny and Cher, and also a former mayor for us here in Palm Springs. Let's have another quick look at the palm trees. You'll see we did have a breeze, which made it much nicer since it's still at the end of our warm season here. I believe I read we had 75 days that were over 110 degrees. On the way out or the way in, make sure you stop here at the main office, and right behind this sign is the restroom. And by the restrooms is where you can pick up a little sheet of paper that identifies where the celebrity graves are located here in the cemetery. I will go ahead and mention that Suzanne Summers is not yet listed on that paper. I'm assuming they're waiting until she has her gravestone, her grave marker put up. But here, as we're leaving the main gate, you can see across the street, again, that's forest lawn. You've seen that in some other videos, including the one previous to this. So I just want to say thank you for joining me here at Desert Memorial Park outside of Palm Springs as we pay tribute to Frank Sinatra, his family, and his friends. And if you want to be the first to know about new videos like this of celebrity homes, celebrity graves, and more, consider hitting that little circle on the bottom right and you can subscribe and you'll be notified when a new video is posted. Thanks a lot. I'll see you on the next one.